All right, everybody, we are here looking at another Casita. We're still at the Nog Rally. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Kirby, and I live on the Oregon coast, and this is our little dog, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie.
She's a little homesick because her mommy just went home early.
Oh, well, she's a
So-
cutie. She's so
she's going to
cute.
help me.
Good. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about your Casita. What year is your Casita?
This is a 2024, and we drove down and picked it up in Texas.
Oh, you did. You picked it up. Okay. How was that experience for you?
It was good. I drove down, and then my wife flew in to Dallas, and she wanted to see the eclipse. So
Oh,
So
cool.
I got this the next day. We went and did the eclipse.
Nice.
And I was there a couple days just in case there was anything wrong.
Mhm.
I wanted to stay close to the factory. And
Yeah.
yeah,
How did you feel they were with like answering your questions or?
they were very, very good.
Okay.
Very good, yeah.
Okay, I have a lot of people asking me about that experience. We had our trailer delivered, so we didn't have the experience in Rice. And I always tell people, go pick your trailer up. I feel
Yeah.
like it's just a better experience because we had so many questions and nobody to answer them unless
Right.
we called. So
Right.
I think it'd be, better to do it in person. But you've done a lot to your trailer. Do you want to talk about, we can kind of walk around
Sure. Sure.
towards the front and you can tell me what you've done.
Okay. Well, I have these front stabilizer jacks, and I got those. I think I paid $40 for the pair. And I just, get as level as I can and then go up a little bit and then bring those up. And they seem to work fine for me.
Yeah, and you really feel like it brings a lot of stabilization as you're walking
yeah.
around and towards the front.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they're lightweight. This part will just pop right out, and you can kind of sandwich them together. So, yeah, I'm
Easy to store,
yeah,
easy to carry.
store.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I have this. It's called a flip, and I'll see if I can do it. I think this is probably going to be in the way. But it's a clever invention. I wish I would have thought of this.
But a millionaire, right?
Yeah. It's
Wow, look at that.
It's got a wide base to it, so you get a lot of bigger footprint usually, and you don't have to carry around a pile of 2x4s or a 4x4.
Right.
And then-
yeah.
When it gets clear to the top, it will fold up.
Oh, look at that.
Sometimes I have to line it up a little bit,
That's great.
and that's it.
How easy was that to install?
Oh, all you do is pull the pin out like you were changing the foot on the thing, and just put the pin back in.
Okay. And how much did you pay for that?
I think it was around 50.
Oh,
maybe.
so super affordable.
Yeah,
Super
it's not
affordable.
bad.
Now, this is one of my favorite modifications I've seen you do on this trailer yet.
Okay.
And something I think John to do on ours.
Okay.
So,
It's a propane quick release, and we didn't opt for the furnace, so there was a little manifold here that will accept 3 appliances: the burner and the hot water heater and the furnace. So we didn't have the furnace, so I just uncapped the little thing and just hooked this thing right up to it. I've got some really heavy-duty zip ties that hold it to the frame, so I didn't have to drill any holes in the frame or
Right.
anything like that.
so it's so nice because we have a propane firebox and you always have to carry that extra thing of propane. And
Yeah.
so by this, just being able to tap into what your trailer's already carrying, I think is a game changer.
Yeah.
How long did that take you to do? Could you do that like in an afternoon?
Oh, you could do it in probably 10-20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it was
super
very,
fast.
very simple.
Yeah. And you haven't had any problems with it?
No, it works fine, and we have a propane generator that we can also hook that up, and we're using this for the Ooni pizza oven.
Which we're going to talk about in just a little bit. Something that's very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else on this side you want to?
No, just the common things. This. I leave this attached to the RV just because I don't want to be messing with the plastic threads
Sure.
every time.
Yeah.
So, and if somebody steals that's fine with me.
Right. It's pretty affordable. Yeah.
And then I'm still working on a gasket or whatever to keep the bugs out, which I haven't had a problem with. I always try and keep the cord off the ground so the ants aren't.
I think that's so smart.
climbing
I
the
think we
ladder.
actually leave our cord on the ground, and so you've taught me to keep my cord up.
Yeah. And I was thinking too, just putting a little pinch thing with a string if I needed to, some extra
Sure.
help holding that up.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Just, I got the sewer and the...
Now, this is a Spirit Deluxe, right?
Yes, it's a Spirit Deluxe.
Okay. Which I'm finding a lot of casitas at this rally are spirits.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty popular.
Yeah, and I am finding I really like the layout. I feel like there's a lot more room in here than my trailer.
Okay.
I have the Independence. Yeah.
Here, this is a little fan you can get at Walmart, Target for probably $8, $9, $10. And all I did was, there was a little wire thing that was a stand so you could stick it on your desk or whatever. I took that off, and the hole I used, I made a little bracket, just a piece of metal that goes up there, and a long screw with the nut on it that's already here for some reason. And there's a switch on the back, and it's USB, and there's a plug-in down here. It's right back there where this is where the refrigerator plugs in, and this is the USB, and you just snake the thing down there and plug it in.
And the purpose of doing this
is to draw the hot air
out
of all this space that really gets warm in the summer.
It does.
So that was like $10.
Yeah. I have actually, in the heat of the summer, have walked by mine, and it's like, that is warm.
Yeah.
And that's...
In that case, you could even just take this off and you'll let out some of that.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah.
And if you got an awning and shade and all that.
Yep. So smart. Yeah. One of the key things we learned, if it's really hot, put your awning out to help protect and help your fridge along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just kind of common sense stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about the Ooni.
It's an Ooni, and I got it for Father's Day, and it was the wood-fired version.
Okay.
And there was a little fire box that goes in here, and I had a heck of a time keeping the fire at a temperature and controlling it. So I bought this upgrade kit, and it just runs off of propane now.
Nice. And you just plug it right into your trailer.
Yeah. And I also bought... This is made by Ooni as well. It's cast iron.
Look at that.
Removable handle. And we throw a couple hamburger patties on there. Yeah. We roast vegetables and just put it in there and just keep an eye on it. And
isn't that great?
it's quick and clean, and you don't have condensation and grease flying around inside your trailer.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you cook in your trailer at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm real careful with condensation. And we have this outdoor inferno thing. That thing is a monster.
Okay.
It gets really, really hot. So
nice. Yeah, I love these Oonis. John and I have the propane one, and we don't have the cool door cover. This is something that is definitely a game changer because it keeps that heat in. And honestly, we've only done pizzas in it. I've never thought to do other things. So I think that's awesome. I actually walked up on Kirby last night cooking asparagus. And I'm like, what is this pan?
Yeah, and I think this was like an extra... I don't really know because I bought it off of a credit card I had that was a bonus thing. So
got it.
I'm thinking maybe 40, 50, 60 bucks a month.
Yeah, but so worth it.
Yeah, it's Lodge cast iron. It'll last forever.
Yeah, and it makes such a difference when you actually buy things that are meant for this kind of thing. Right. So tell me how you guys use this space. Do you camp all year?
No, we live on the coast here, so it doesn't get real hot. It doesn't get real cold. This coming December, we're going to go down to Arizona for at least 4 weeks, so we'll have a week getting there, probably a week getting back. So it'll be a really good test.
Yeah.
So far, we've pretty much just been up in the Northwest.
Okay. I love the idea of this at the entryway. It does catch so much, right?
Yeah, and I cut it and it hits here, so it's not sliding around as much.
So perfect. All right, so with this Spirit Deluxe, as everybody knows, it's the standard, fixed dinette. But this does, if I'm not mistaken, this does turn into a twin bed, right?
Yeah, this right here is a pretty good sized table that comes all the way out. And 2 of us sleep here really comfortably. And then this also folds down into a single bed.
Have you guys found yourself at all in here eating at this dinette?
Oh yeah. This is, and we play cards and dice and stuff in here.
Yeah.
Farkle, we're big Farkle fans.
We love Farkle. I just learned to play Farkle from my best friend, and I love Farkle.
It's great.
And we have the same. I noticed you have your dehumidifier.
Yeah.
We have that same model.
Yeah,
It works pretty well.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something me and Kirby were talking about, and we just missed it on our model. I'm going to swing the camera up. You can see their siding is different. This is the new, would you even call this siding, or what do you call this?
I just call it, I don't call it carpet because it's just, I don't know, wall covering.
Yeah, it's I call mine fur.
Okay, yeah.
Because you've seen my trailer. It is definitely longer.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is so nice because it's so short.
Yeah.
And I feel like with mine, it's so light, and I feel like this would just, I'm so careful not to touch it because I'm afraid of like dirt and it looking dirty.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad Casita went this route. I'm just bummed we missed it.
Yeah, we're real, and they said it's all hyperallergenic and mold resistant, whatever, and everything.
Yeah, I do like it.
And some people were afraid that it would make the place darker, but
oh, I don't feel it's dark in here. I feel like it's definitely light. And and then I with the Spirit Deluxe, as we've talked about, everything's opposite than mine. You guys got the deep sink, which is a game changer.
I don't know if this is going to mess up your...
No, that's perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we love the sink.
Game changer to have a deep sink, guys, if you have that option.
Foldable thing.
Yeah, your extra counter space.
Yay. Of course,
good girl. Look at her over there.
And the thing with this is, I added the wood because if you see that little thing there, that imperfection, I found that after I got on the road, and it was on this table.
Oh,
so
okay.
They sent me a new one, and I just cut this down to match. And
sure.
It kind of matches the table.
It totally does. I would have never known that you did that.
Yeah.
And then what do you think of the 2-burner?
I love it.
Yeah.
I really do.
We have the 3-burner, and we have this same glass, which I love because we use it as extra counter space.
Sure.
But I feel like this setup is just so nice. Like, I think if I had to do it again, because we bought our trailer sight unseen, didn't tour any models, I would look at the Spirit.
Yeah.
It just feels spacious to me.
Yeah. And there used to be an exhaust vent here. They called it an exhaust vent. All it did was recirculate because there's no hole here, which I was glad because I didn't want anything else to leak or bugs or discolor, whatever. So, and it had a pretty decent light in it. So I just unscrewed it and took it out. And actually, I took it out just a couple of days ago, and it's so much better.
Yeah. I know that they didn't vent out, but I think the reason I use mine is for the light.
Yeah.
But I don't do a lot of cooking in my trailer. I'll boil noodles or make oatmeal, but nothing like bacon or grease or anything. Yeah. And I do notice it's impaired my vision looking down because I'm pretty tall and I stand above it. And I do think it would give us more space, but I use that light a lot.
Yeah.
So
it did have a good light.
Yeah. But you could always buy something and attach up here.
And I got really upset because I'd like to brush my teeth in here. It sounds kind of gross.
Nope, I do the same thing.
I hit my head on this thing twice.
Yeah.
So I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
And it kind of leads us into this too. This is an aftermarket light. It just taps right in. You just go in and find the connection. And I like it better than the round
chandelier thing
type. It's I think it's real durable, and it obviously, I don't miss the light here once I took this out.
Yeah, it is very bright in here. I don't feel like it's dark with the gray at all.
Yeah.
I feel like it looks very clean and just very comfortable. What do you think of your Dometic fridge?
Well, that's a good thing too. I've done a couple of things. I haven't had any problems with it.
Okay.
I did add...
Oh, that's right.
I did add a fan. There's a real easy add-on fan to this.
Okay.
And it's just this thing right here, and this just clips on. There's 4 little alligator clips that clip onto one of these fins.
Okay.
Or 2 of them. And it circulates this. And there's a switch there.
Okay.
And it seems to work great.
Okay, and what
keeps everything?
What was the reason that you decided to add the fans? Did you notice it wasn't keeping your food as cold?
No, I wasn't, but I'm kind of OCD.
Okay.
And I was watching all the videos on the internet, and a lot of them were complaining that they can't get their refrigerator cold enough, and it doesn't stay cold enough.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy that recommended that, and I tried it, and it
works.
It works really good.
Yeah.
It's fairly quiet. You can hear it a little bit, but
I think it's just a normal hum.
Yeah. I shut it off at night. It doesn't keep me awake. It's not that loud,
okay.
but just because the door's not being opened as much, so
right.
You're not losing a lot.
Yeah, I've actually heard, we have not had any issues with our Dometic. I do love the fan idea. We've camped in 103-degree weather. That was probably the hottest we've camped. Yeah. I feel like our fridge ran for everything it was worth.
Good.
We turned on the air to help keep the trailer cool because we did have electric. And it did fine. I felt like it did fine. So I've heard mixed reviews, but I love this fan idea because all you're doing is just helping your fridge, right? You're helping what's already working.
Yeah.
But I've actually carried ice with us and it kept fine.
Yeah.
I will not tell you that I accidentally left it in the trailer when we turned it off and I had water everywhere, but yeah, it is definitely, I've heard mixed reviews, and I think this is a great trailer. You guys made a great choice. It's beautiful. It just looks so clean and welcoming, and it would be a space I'd want to hang out in.
Thank you.
For sure.
We do have a mattress coming.
Okay, what mattress did you buy?
It's from a company called I Love My Casitas, I believe so, and she's also supplying the factory with those, so you can get a new Casita. You can order it with a mattress.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool.
And these mattresses that come from I Love Casita, from what I understand, it's modified for your specific model.
It's totally cut.
Right.
Yeah, it's just...
So you don't have to do anything. No. You just put it on.
Yep.
Yeah, these pads that the Casita comes with, ours came with the same thing. They're not very comfortable to sleep on by themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we ended up adding a mattress. So I'm curious to see what you think of the mattress.
Yeah.
If I see you again, I'd love an update.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any problem sleeping on these, but
You're fine.
My wife
yeah.
wants something a little bit. And one other little thing that I haven't heard anybody else do this, or maybe they did, but when I ordered this, I liked the wood grain.
Yeah.
And my wife liked the gray. Okay.
Oh, for the table?
Yeah, because when the choices are gray or wood grain, which includes these.
Yeah.
So I asked the service guy, or the salesperson, I said, can we get the gray cabinets, but with the wood grain tables? And he said, yeah, sure. It's a good idea. Sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So we have the gray table, and I have to tell you, I think the gray tables are ugly, and they're rough, just like the cabinet. This wood grain, I'm hoping it shows up in the video. This is actually very pretty. You added, obviously, the leather. This is like a placemat. But this is very pretty, and I feel like if maybe you would have done the gray table, this adds light.
Yeah.
And I just,
And one thing about this wood grain is the factory stuff is really, it's kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I just went to Home Depot and got some clear urethane.
Polyurethane,
And put about 5 coats on it.
Yeah.
And some people said, oh, that's not going to work. It's not going to adhere. It's going to come off. But I've a year now, and I don't see any chips.
I can see where you did it, obviously, because it's shiny.
Big difference.
Well, it is so nice because if you spill, for having a glass of wine and you spill, you can wipe it right up. It's not going to soak into the...
Right.
I have an island at home that I did a polyurethane after I stained it, and it's been great.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping I don't have to redo that for a while.
Yeah.
So, this is great, Kirby.
The AC works fine. The heat strip works fine.
Yeah, so...
I do have this little heater, which is good, too.
Yeah, so Kirby mentioned they don't have the propane stove, which
Tons more storage.
Would typically go there where he's opening the cabinet.
Yeah.
And it's very comfortable in here because it's very chilly outside. And John and I, the lowest we've camped in, I think was... 22 degrees.
Yeah, we've been about 25, I think.
And we have the propane heater, and I think it's great. The electric heat strip I didn't feel was quite warm enough. We keep our trailer probably a little warmer than most.
Yeah.
But this is actually a game changer because you know what? Honestly, I don't run electric heaters at home because of the price. And we have a pretty great furnace, but in a trailer, when you're on somebody else's electric,
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
I'm going to run that thing till kingdom come.
And that was Costco for about $69. This is our tow vehicle. It's a 2019 3/4 ton Chevy Express van. It has a V8 in it, and that's what I tow the Casita in. It's like it's not even there. It tows so well.
Do you camp in this also?
We used to, and it's a good option if we're at a campsite and we want to go for a day trip. Leave the trailer. We still have something to sleep in.
Yeah.
And then come back. So
yeah,
we do
I
that.
love it.
I did all the build out on the inside. It's very well insulated.
Okay.
This is a porta potty. This is my wife's idea, not mine.
No, I think it's great. I tell you, van life, you got to know what works.
Yeah.
And is this like a hide a bed type thing?
It's called a jackknife.
Okay.
And this folds flat, and it's very comfortable.
I was going to say it looks very comfortable.
Even with the kind of the seam down the middle, it's just so comfortable. And I have some solar panels on the rack up here.
Okay, let me see if I can. Oh yeah, we mounted ours. How much solar do you have on your van?
I think it's either 100 or 200. I can't remember.
Okay.
It's not a lot.
Okay.
And the jackery over there is plugged into it pretty much the whole time. And then also I have a battery tender, which is the blue thing over there. And I have the battery from the van connected to that with a switch.
Okay.
So this is the good part. So if we're boondocking or even just going down the road, whatever, when we plug the van into the trailer and we stop, like say for a few hours, this is still running the trailer.
Nice.
So not only that, but the vehicle battery.
Okay.
So you're getting juice from 2 batteries going to your Casita, which still has a battery. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
You can really camp wherever you want to go camping.
Yeah.
I love it. And you've done, I think, such a beautiful job. Look at the siding he's done. Can you tell me a little bit about this? This is something when we had our van, we did a cedar roof. What is this?
This is unfinished birch paneling or veneer, whatever you call it. It's fairly thin.
It's beautiful.
And behind that, when I started this project, this van only had 7,000 miles on it.
Are you kidding me?
No,
How long have you had the van?
I think we got it in 2021.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
you got
and it was
a
total. Nothing was in it. It was delivery, rental, whatever.
Okay.
Hardly a scratch on it anywhere. And I went ahead and all the seams around it, I just put some undercoating on it.
Okay.
And then I put a product called, something Max or something. And what it is, it's butyl, sheets of butyl. It's thin and it's soundproofing material.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I added at least an inch of styrofoam to get the 4x8 sheets.
Yep.
And then on all the pillars, I stuffed with wool insulation.
Okay.
So it's like an ice box. I mean,
yeah,
it's so quiet. I just really love it.
And what did you do? Did you insulate the floor?
The floor, no, I didn't.
Okay. So your floor was always probably cold, right?
Yeah, but there's a mat under it.
Yeah.
And then I put some plywood, thin plywood, and then another membrane of something. And this, and then this is just the stick together. It's just a dry toilet.
Okay.
And we use horse bedding pellets.
Oh, smart. You're composting and not even having a compost toilet. Yeah.
And we keep a bag in there, and it's a compostable bag as well.
Sure.
So when you're done, doing your business, you just picked up, and these are cheap. I mean,
Right.
and they smell good. It's not like you're holding any porta potty stuff
Right.
while you're traveling around.
Right. And so is it just a bucket or what
Well,
is it?
This actually was a fold-up
Okay.
porta potty thing, and it came with this and the seat.
Smart. Okay.
But I took a and it came with these big bags, which were more expensive, I think.
Got it.
And this is just a trash can.
Okay.
You know,
So
and it's
smart.
just a little extra protection as far as
Totally.
whatever.
Yep, I get it.
So,
Yeah, because when you're in the middle of nowhere and you got to go, you need some type of
and my
method.
wife, won't leave home without it. So
Yeah.
that's why I have it.
I
And
understand.
I just got a bucket of the pellets in there.
And where do you buy the pellets? Do you just
Feed stores.
Yeah.
It's
And are
the
they
same
expensive
ones.
or
Not really.
Yeah.
You get a 25-pound bag for, I don't know, $5.
Yeah. That's the way to do it.
It's the same ones that you can burn in pellet stoves. Too.
Yeah. Yeah. We've taken our trailer. No, it was when we had our van. We did a big trip to Yellowstone and up to Glacier.
Yeah, we did that.
And I was grateful to have some type of toilet system.
Sure.
Again, we did the bucket method in the van because
Yeah.
there's no bathrooms.
Right,
You're traveling miles
Right.
without seeing anything.
Sure.
So this is a great hack if you are building out your van or even car camping. You could do this with car camping.
Sure.
So cool. That's awesome.
Okay.
Max fan or anything in it?
No, not in this.
Okay.
But we have one in that, obviously, and I love the heck out of it.
So when you would camp in the heat, what would you do to help cool the unit down?
We've got some of the little rechargeable
Okay.
things.
Okay. Yeah.
And for storage, we just bought these.
Yeah.
So
So,
we just go in
smart.
the house, put our clothes, our
Yes.
food, whatever in.
Did you build this?
Yeah, this is all when I did it.
So
And,
how did you do this?
a lot of cuts, a lot of trial and
Yeah.
error because nothing's square in here.
No. Right.
You know,
Right.
Everything is round and it's
Yep.
more narrow back here than in the front. So just cutting out cardboard and putting it up and
Yep.
trying to make a template.
Do a template. Yeah. And
this lifts up too. There's storage down here.
And notice what he did. He put a little
Right,
lip, so
right.
none of this is going to go flying.
And there's cardboard. And
Yeah.
it doesn't rattle.
It's
You know,
quiet. Yeah.
how
This
much
is
noise does
all
that make?
quiet.
Yeah.
Man, I wish this is something we would have thought of because that was always problematic for us. And look, he even put little hooks,
there's-
which is
yeah,
so smart.
There's hooks everywhere.
I think with van life, anything you can do to hang anything or store that it's out of the way. Because he has a bike in here now, but Kirby's sitting on what is their bed. And during the day, if you have this, as a couch, like you really do have a great hangout space. And I notice you have something on the floor for a table.
Yeah, there's a table. We have a small table that
Okay.
we can play Farkle on.
Yeah. So, I think it's so fun. So how many miles do you have on it now?
50,000.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you've had some
Yeah,
fun
yeah.
for sure.
Gone to Arizona a couple times.
And I noticed the lights you put.
Yeah, they're just added on, and I tapped into the ones from the.
Okay. And what did you do for a fridge when you were just camping in the van?
The ice chest.
The ice
And then we
chest,
have
yep.
one of those 12-volt that you plug into your
Yeah.
cigarette lighter. And that's a pretty decent
I've heard
size.
good things
Yeah,
about them.
yeah.
I have heard good things. I'm touching this, and this is very comfortable.
It is,
Like,
yeah.
I could see that would be a good night's sleep.
Yeah, and when it's opened up, I can't because the bike. There's still just a little pathway, so even when this is down, there's enough
Yeah.
room. And that's what I wanted in this van. I wanted to
Yeah.
flow through, kind of in and out.
Yeah. So
'cause a lot of people just put this whole bench here, and then you've got.
Yep.
But that's okay. If that's
Yeah.
what people like.
Yeah. Is this 100% your tow vehicle
Yes.
for your Casita?
Yes, yeah.
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 What a smart idea, guys. We can have the best of both. We
Yeah.
can have our van and our
One
Casita.
last thing.
Yeah.
There's a power strip here,
Okay.
and I ran the cord back here, and I'll show you. We can hook up to electric.
Oh, cool.
This is kind of a fun thing. Right here on the hitch. Just pull it out.
Oh,
Extension
nice.
cord on there. And
That's awesome.
there we go.
So you could totally stealth camp in this if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Look at all his stickers. I love that. That's something I did too. I loved it. Yeah, we're in the market for a new tent because ours is dead pretty much. And, you know, in Oregon, I'm going to hop in, I really do feel like mosquitoes are a thing. We're getting a little bit worse with our bug situation.
Yeah.
And this does, yeah, but this gives you really a nice enclosure.
Yeah.
And this is just called the clam?
Yeah. Quick set.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Quick
these
set.
things just, you leave all the poles in here and they just, you know, they just fold in together and you pop that one down and it's just one big thing and it stores easily under my my bed in the van.
I love it. Okay. Yeah.
And there are, I can't remember what we paid, $2 something. And there are some copycats on Amazon and that you could probably get for $100 less.
Okay.
But the material's different. This is fairly water resistant.
Okay, so you've been in here with it raining.
Yeah, and it's so much better. And I've heard the other ones, the design is the same and everything, but the material is just not the quality that you get with this stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
These panels here you can take off, you know, for privacy and whatnot.
Okay.
And
Nice.
yeah, so it's worked out really good.
Yeah.
Especially with the little dog, you know.
Oh, yeah. It's a way to keep her in. And, well, there's your Casita. There's your tow vehicle. I mean, you really have the best of both worlds.
Yeah, we're very grateful.
You can van life if you want, or you can hop in your trailer and take a shower.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
It's really the best of both. Any advice you'd want to give to a new Casita owner or buyer who's looking?
Just watch all the videos, learn from other people.
Yep.
You know, I did that when I did the van too. You know, I followed a lot of van people for a while.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't be afraid to ask questions.
And there's Casita groups on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask a lot of questions.
Yep, and there's a lot of good advice. I've learned a lot from that group.
Yes, and it's very entertaining too sometimes, the questions people ask.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. But
well, thank you so much for showing me your setup. This has been awesome, and yeah, so fun.
Okay,
thanks.
Good. Happy travels.
Happy travels. Yeah. So thankful to Kirby for letting me film his trailer and his van. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Such a cool experience. Such a nice person. His wife had already left to go back home, and I got to meet her yesterday. She was also just as lovely. So they just have the best of both worlds with that setup of the van and the Casita. I mean, I'm just like, I think I want to do that. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video and the tour of Kirby's Casita and van. Let me know if you have any questions. Always happy to answer. And I will see you guys soon.